directly, and also consider options for volunteer work. For example, if you wanted to become in the law enforcement programs that are here, I think it's mostly Seneca College, OPP Auxiliary, for example. So consider volunteer opportunities as well, because again, as Angela says, it's a way of making contacts in our business, and our business is the second largest employer in the province of Ontario. So we have a huge network of people out there. The first largest employer in the province of Ontario is the federal government, and of course they're mostly based in Ottawa.
So there's two things I wanted to say. One thing I wish I had known when I was a student is that the benefit of conferences and those kinds of opportunities are really great for getting some exposure to different sectors and perhaps individuals who are part of organizations that you'd like to work with. Or at least learn whether or not you'd like to work with them. And so I'd encourage you again, you can do that in a volunteer capacity. A lot of times there's different associations that are looking for assistance at events, and it can be a really great opportunity for you to gain some insights into the sector, into the industry, which again can give you a competitive edge in terms of demonstrating your skills and knowledge. But the other thing is, I find that there's a sort of tenuous line between being enthusiastic in networking as well as being overwhelming in networking. I'm personally of the school of thought, I'm very old school, in that you build relationships and things follow. I recognize that that's not necessarily the sexiest version of job hunting these days, but I think ultimately when you get back to basics, it is about building relationships. And we all have that capacity. We're all very well versed in it. And I think that as long as you focus on that as a priority, it makes people very receptive to learning more about you, learning about how you might fit into something and how they might remember you and recall you for opportunities that come up. So I would encourage you to be willing and able to think about that, but spend as much time thinking about what you would like in proportion to what you have to offer. I find that a lot of times there isn't enough balance. So sometimes it's almost like this kind of speed dating circuit where people ask you a blitz of questions and it becomes kind of like a clinical transaction. And what you really want to cultivate is something memorable. And so that memorable piece comes from actually building a relationship and a rapport. And I've had job opportunities follow out of that because, again, it comes back to what's teachable, what's learnable, and what's not transferable. A great attitude, a really positive framework is a great place to build everything else. It's hard to teach someone how to be that way if they're not able